name is Reverend Isidro Solis.
Okay, and tell me about the meeting that you wanted to have with the congressman and what the reaction was.
We asked him for a meeting.
August 22nd.
On August 22nd, a follow-up meeting at our church, Saved by Grace. And I called after 2 weeks. I didn't get an answer, and I called. And the secretary said, no, we don't do that. We cannot go there. No way. I said, okay, thank you. That's why we're here.
But he met with Stone Oak.
Yeah, but he met with Stone Oaks.
And Fair Oaks.
But not on the south side. And that's what we hear. Well,
impression of his record.
Very, very bad. He's cutting Medicare and Social Security.
He voted for the Ryan.
Yeah, my wife and I are senior citizens. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that if they take away my Social Security and my food, well then, and medication, I won't be here long. It doesn't take too hard to figure that, and this is what he's doing. So really appreciate it, and that's what we hear. We'll comment as many times as we have to.
Here in the South Side, it is evident that the nation's fiscal problems do not hit all sectors of our society equally. The unemployment rate for Hispanics is 11.3%, which is higher than the national average. It is vital to our society that Washington stop creating new regulations that lead to job creators. Hispanics understand the need to create an environment where small businesses can and will succeed.
Well, I always welcome protesters. I think that this country has a very strong and good tradition of redressing your grievances, protesting, and voicing your concerns. I share their concerns. I share the concerns about jobs. I share the concerns about saving Medicare, and that's what I'm working on. I am working very hard to save Medicare for our children and our grandchildren. I'm working very hard to make sure that this country grows jobs again, grows jobs that last, grows jobs that can sustain our economy, and remembering that government doesn't create jobs. It is the private sector that creates those jobs. The government's out there to make sure that there's a fair playing field for that job creation engine. Right now, Medicare is about to go bust. By the end of 9 years, we won't have Medicare if we continue. But that's assuming that we don't take out that $500 billion that the Affordable Health Care Act has taken out. I mean, as of the passage of that bill a year and a half ago, more than $500 billion was taken out of Medicare. So in saving it, we have to make sure that it's going to be around and that we're going to have sources there that are going to be secure, that are going to be effective, and that are going to be out there to meet the needs of Medicare for generations to come. And as it is right now, it's not going to happen.
What about the claims that the budget that you voted for is going to kill 200,000 jobs here in Texas?
Well, I would like to see how they substantiate that. I don't think that that's true. That's far from true. I think that what we've seen is that once we have less government intervention with bureaucracies that tell businesses what they can do and what they can't do, businesses flourish and therefore jobs flourish. And jobs will come back once the steady economy begins to take off again. It is a fallacy. I can't address something that you know, people tell me all sorts of things and I have to go, what world do you live in? The real world tells us that we are in deep financial trouble in this country.
What about when it comes to these town hall meetings on accessibility? Why not have an event where they don't have to pay $45 to come in?
Well, first of all, let me correct you. This is not a town hall meeting. This was a report to the South San Antonio Chamber of Commerce. I have had many town hall meetings here in San Antonio, both on the north side and on the south side over there. And I continue to have town hall meetings. Ever since August 3rd, when I left Washington, I have been going everywhere in my district. Small town, medium-sized town, and large town, conducting town hall meetings. I'm extremely accessible, and I challenge anyone to say that I'm not.
Some of the protesters are claiming that you turned down a meeting on August 22nd at the Saved by Grace Church. You refused to meet with them, and that's why they came out here today.
Well, let me tell you something. I don't refuse to meet with anybody. But at the same time, if they want me to meet on a day that I'm neither here in San Antonio, but in Washington and already booked up, they're going to have to come. We're going to have to come to an agreement on what schedule. It is. So I would beg to differ on the premise of that question.